Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a very good day. So it is the end of the month, time to do my monthly book reviews. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to read Don Quixote, so I will have to continue the read into April, and hopefully by the end of that month, I will have a book review. So my first book review for you guys is the Silver Linings Playbook by Mr. Matthew Quick. I enjoyed this read a lot. It was a really weird read because I read it in one night, which usually never happens. I started it at 8 o'clock in the evening and finished it at 2:30 in the morning on a work night, no less. So that was just odd, weird, but I did it. And so that's good. Let's talk about what the book is all about. Our main character is Mr. Pat Peoples. At the beginning of the book, he is at a mental health facility, and there his mother is trying to break him out. She has court papers, an arrangement agreement with the court to bring him home. So now Pat is living under the roof of his parents, where he's continuing to improve himself so he could get back together with his wife Nikki. Next guys, let's talk about our characters. Mr. Pat Peoples, he's the star of his own movie. He truly believes that if he works really hard and exercises a lot and reads all of these books, he will get his happy ending and be reunited with his wife Nikki. I do admire and appreciate Pat in all this work he's doing to improve himself. The reasonings behind why he's doing what he's doing is a bit I like Pat a lot. I'm rooting for him to get better, to do well for himself. I also thought Pat was a really great character to read about. I thought he was quite funny, unintentionally so. He's very straightforward and honest about what he sees, and sometimes that comes off really funny. Another character of note is Cliff, Pat's therapist. I thought he was really great. He's very likable. There's a lot of really great down-to-earth characters in this book. It's like reading a family you know about. There's a lot of honesty and a lot of heart with all of them. There's no cheesy dialogue, which was really good. And you're probably wondering about Tiffany, played by Jennifer Lawrence here. I thought Tiffany was great. She's quite the character. Her story is quite engaging. I was just surprised with her lack of presence in the book because of the film. We'll get into the film later, but overall I thought the characters were just really realistic and identifiable. Next guys, I want to talk about the plot of the Silver Linings Playbook. I really enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect really. There's a lot of short chapters in the book, which I found made the read a lot quicker for some reason. I don't know if short chapters do that. The book really focuses on Pat, him improving himself, and his relationship with his family and friends. In particular, the more interesting ones I found, his relationship with his father, his brother, with Cliff, Tiffany, of course, too. Their relationship doesn't really kick in till the middle and end of the book. Anyways, there's a football element, American football element in the story, and I thought that was really great. I was a bit apprehensive at first because I didn't know. I was like, oh my gosh, sports. But having a city sports team, there's a connection there. Just the connection you have with strangers because you're connected by this one element is really relatable and really great. And so that was cool. I like that. Oh, another element that I really enjoyed Pat reading all of these books. I wasn't expecting a literary element. All these classics he's reading to improve the mind, and I thought his reactions to these different books were really great. So much fun. So with that being said guys, I'm going to give the Silver Linings Playbook by Mr. Matthew Quick 4 stars out of 5. I really enjoyed the read a lot. I like the characters. I like the story. Really quick read. Lots of heart, honesty, very down to earth, relatable, all of that jazz. Next guys, I want to do a quick movie review on the Silver Linings Playbook. Of course, we have Bradley Cooper, who plays Pat, Jennifer Lawrence, who plays Tiffany, as well as Robert De Niro, who plays the father. First of all, the acting was fantastic, on point. Seeing Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro was really great. Robert De Niro, who plays the father, is 100% less assholey than the father portrayed in the book. I really liked how the father figure was much more likable in the film, but there's this give and take here because I thought the relationship, that tense, complicated relationship portrayed in the book, was really interesting. There's still a complicated relationship, of course, in the film, but in the book it was done more so. And to see Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper is so great. And whereas in the book it is the Pat People show, in the film it really is the Tiffany extravaganza experience. Tiffany is really spotlighted in the film, much more so than in the book. And that's what I was expecting when I was reading the book. It's like, where's Tiffany at? The film is quite different from the book. We'll get into it. She has a lot of attitude and sass, and Jennifer Lawrence was on point in executing that. So she was really fun to watch, really great to watch, and there were a lot of emotional high points within the film, which was really great. Next guys, let's get into the book to movie adaptation comparison because it's really different. Lots of differences. I hope you can hear me. The the biggest difference in the film is the focus of relationship and characters. In the book, it's much more focused on Pat improving himself and his relationship with his father, his family, and friends. In the film, it really is focused on Pat's relationship with Tiffany. So although there are details and elements within the book that are consistent in the film, certain plot points and the progression of the plot is executed much differently in the film to accommodate this shift in focus in characters and relationship, which I didn't mind at all actually. The consistencies in the emotion and the heart and honesty in both mediums are really great. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to give the film The Silver Linings Playbook 4 stars out of 5 as well. If you watch the film but haven't read the book, definitely check out the book because it's quite different, and I think you will get different things out of both mediums. My next book review for you guys is Perfect Scoundrels by Ali Carter. Fortunately, this is not the last book in this series, and there will be more to come. Hurrah! I really enjoyed this read a whole lot. It's consistent with the first 2 books for sure. What I adored in this book, I will just tell you because I don't think you can see it on screen. At the beginning it says, "For the Hale girls." And yes, I'm definitely a Hale girl for sure. I'm sure there's plenty of cat boys out there as well. But yes, anyways guys, let's talk about what Perfect Scoundrels is all about. Of course, there is a job involved, but this time the job is personal because it involves Hale and his family. Cat can either win it all or lose it all because of this. We find out Cat's and Hale's relationship gets a little bit more complicated, not that it wasn't already, but yes. So that's a big synopsis of what Perfect Scoundrels is all about. Next guys, let's talk about the characters in Perfect Scoundrels in all of the High Society books because they're consistent in all of them. They're very likable, fun, funny characters. As far as Cat and her crew, I love her crew. They're so great. Cat is just really great. She's one of my favorite female characters in young adult novels. She's really smart and resourceful. She has some challenges to face in this book as well because there is a risk of losing it all, including Hale, which we don't want to happen. No, not at all. There's good tension there, which was really great to read about. Other characters, Gabrielle, Simon, the Bagshaw brothers. Love the Bagshaw brothers. As far as the antagonist is concerned, I thought the antagonist in this book was quite interesting and conniving and very manipulative, someone you wouldn't suspect, and that made for a very interesting element to their character. I think this antagonist is my favorite out of the other antagonists in the other books. Next guys, let's talk about the plot of Perfect Scoundrels. Really enjoyed the plot. How the plot is executed, the writing of Ali Carter, it really is executed like a movie is playing in your mind. Oh my goodness, do you guys get that, right? So how the plot progresses is like a movie. There's that climactic point. Oh my gosh, the climax. Ah, it was so good. So good. Yeah. Tension, the drama, the twists and surprises, and all this jazz. It was just really good. When you're reading the book, it's like, oh yeah, I know what's gonna happen. And then you're thrown for a loop and blah. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to give Perfect Scoundrels by Ali Carter 4.5 out of 5. I was like, whoa, 4.5. I don't know. Overall, it was just a really fun YA novel series. Very light, quick read. Alright, and lastly, guys, I have my book review for Mr. Penumbra's Journey for Our Bookstore. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So good. I was thinking, when am I gonna read my next Ready Player One book? Will I find anything like that again this year? For other fellow book lovers, the geek level will be high, but there's this design element, typography element that pushed me over the edge. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Breathe. Okay, let's talk about it. You know, you might like it, you might not, whatever. So Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore. Our main character is Clay Janin. Clay Janin is a designer. His first job didn't work out so well, so to keep him afloat, he is working as a bookseller, clerk, person at Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore, and there he meets Mr. Penumbra, he meets customers. Okay, the synopsis in my March book haul was very accurate. Can I just reiterate again what the synopsis was? A gleeful, exhilarating tale of global conspiracy, code-breaking, high-tech data visualization, young love, rollicking adventure, and the secret to eternal life, mostly set in a hole-in-the-wall San Francisco bookstore. That's what this is. Next, guys, let's talk about the characters. The characters. The characters. Okay. Yeah, so good. I really enjoyed Clay. He is so funny. Different funny than Pat. He is actually intentionally funny. His inner monologue dialogue, his narrative voice is so funny. So funny. You just have to read him. He's very typical guy-ish. I don't know what that means, but he starts out doing one thing and ends up doing something completely different, gets into something that could be over his head, but he sticks with it because he wants to do the right thing, and he is there to discover the truth and crack the code. And it was just really interesting to see the chain of events unfold and what Clay has to do to get to the end. We also of course have Mr. Penumbra. He is fantastic. He's very sweet. And of course Clay's friends, Kat and Neil. They're just great supporting characters. They're a lot of fun, really funny as well. Katchi is a smart, geeky girl, and it was just really great to read about a very smart, tech-savvy female character within this book. It's a very contemporary read, and I really liked reading about her character, and to see her ambition was really great. So there's a lot of characteristics and personality traits between all of the characters that I really related and identified with. Just to see all these different kinds of characters and ages, the young and the old, come together, and to see how they would all work together was really, really great. I really liked that element within the story. Next, guys, let's talk about the plot of Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore. Talk about geek factor. I was geeking out. Oh my goodness. The books, the design elements, the typography. There's references in here that designers would know, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about. It was really like some sort of designer project. Like, yes, I know who Aldous Manutius is. Yes. You don't have to be, of course, a designer to enjoy the story at all, but those elements was just really great to read about because I don't normally read about designers or typographers in stories, so it was just a really nice element. What I loved about the story the most is that all the events that take place and all these characters are grounded in reality. And so there are plot points within the book that may seem fantastical and over the top, and it's like there's no way this would ever happen. But in reality, it could. It could. These secret societies and groups. Of course, there's not the same kind of robots in Ready Player One, but there are robots and technology involved. It's very contemporary and very now. And it was like, oh my gosh, this can happen. And it was very interesting, and even in the end it's still grounded in reality, which I really, really appreciated and I really liked. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to give Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore by Robin Sloan 5 stars out of 5. I really, really liked it. It was really good. It was so geeky and really funny how certain scenes and characters came together, and the dialogue was super funny. Yeah, overall just really great books. Check them out. Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore, yeah. And Perfect Scoundrels too. And the Silver Linings Playbook. Just read them all. Just, whatever. Whenever. It could be now or 2 weeks from now. Or right now. I will talk to you guys later. Have a very good one. Bye!